Hello. So today I want to talk to you about the game Moonrollers from Ivy Studios, and this is one of their smaller box games. They are known for some pretty epic, sprawling, incredible games, and they have taken the worlds that some of those games are set in and they have made smaller box versions of the games so that they're something that doesn't take as long to play, but they still have really great components, really great strategies. So some of the other ones are Pillars of Fate, Graft, which is set in the world of Tend, which I absolutely love, and Time to Panic. So those are also awesome. I have videos on those you can check out. But today I want to talk again about Moonrollers because I really love this game. It combines two things that don't often go together. It combines really good strategy with push your luck. I really enjoy push your luck. I tend to push my luck too far. So I know going into a lot of push your luck games that chances are I'm going to push for the epic move and it may not work out, but I'm going to have a great time doing it. But this game has a lot of depth of strategy. I have not played Moonrakers, which is the game this is based on, so I don't know everything about that game, but let me tell you about this one. So you have your score track. Everybody's going to have a different color and you'll be moving on your score track. It's nice and double-sided. Everybody is going to get a player aid. That's the word. And it's color coordinated, so it makes it very easy. This game plays 3 to 5 players. 2 to 5 players is what it plays. And there is a fan-made solo mode that you can try. So you will have these different crew cards out there. In a 3-player game, which is what this is set up for, there will be 5 different crew cards available. And as you can see, they all have their own color. These colors do not correspond to your player color. So just because I'm the green player, I do not have to collect green cards. But if I can collect 3 of any one color or 1 of each crew color, that will trigger the end game and then we will go into scoring. It does not mean I win, but it means we go into final scoring. So this lays out what you do on your turn, and then this lays out how we score at the end. So what is happening is that each of these cards has conditions that need to be met in order for that card to be obtained. Now, where it gets interesting, not just one person is going to be contributing to these cards. You can contribute to any card you want, but only the player that completes the card gets to collect it. However, anybody who completed a mission on it will get the prestige points listed on it. So you're still going to benefit if you helped out. But if there's like 3 of the 4 requirements completed, I can come in on my turn, simply complete that 4th requirement, and the card is now mine. I may get fewer points, but I got the card, which helped towards that end game scoring. And each of these cards has an ability on it. Those abilities can become very, very useful. You can only have 1 active ability from each of the factions or each of the colors. So if I get multiple cards that are the same color, I can only keep 1 on top as my active ability. But what happens on your turn is you get 5 dice, and they come just from a dice pool, and you roll them. So I'm going to roll my dice and see what happens. Okay, so here is what I got. So now I have to decide which card I want to work on. And I can only ever work on 1 card per turn. So these purples mean that I can add dice. So I essentially have 3 blues to work with. So let's see, I could kind of decide which card I want to do. So let's go with Ryan. So I am going to put this here, and then I would put the 2 blue dice below to show that I'm working towards that. And because I actually completed it, I move that down. I still keep this die, that one's gone, and I got +2. So I get to add 2 die to my pool, and now I can decide. Do I want to continue working on this card because I cannot work on any of the others this turn, or do I want to stop? If I stop, this is locked, and it will be there until either I win this card or someone else does, and I will get those prestige points. Of course, I'm going to go for it. I said I pushed my luck too far. So let's see what I got. This is a wild symbol, so that's super helpful. I got another +1. The blue doesn't help me, but the yellow does. So I am going to complete yellow. It also means I get a hazard token. Now I look at this, and sometimes hazard tokens have hazards on them, and sometimes they have points. I'd get a look at 2 and keep 1. If at the end of the game I have the most hazard symbols, I don't get to score any of my hazards. I don't lose any points for having the most hazard symbols, but none of my positive points will count. So I got another +1. So I could roll again, and I would still be working on this card, which would mean green or orange. Now, this would probably be a good time to pass because I don't necessarily want to leave just one uncompleted objective for the next person. But for the sake of this video, let's roll and see what happens. Okay, so I have 2 dice to contribute towards orange. So this goes up here because I have not completed it yet. I gained a dice, and now I have to, I could pass and I would just lose this. Those would stay locked, or I can roll. So let's roll. Ooh, and I got a wild. So I can now lock that. And then I also completed that. So I would have actually completed this card in the whole turn. That is not normal. This worked out way better than usual. But let's say I didn't. Let's say I'm like, okay, what do I do now? I only have 3 dice and I need 3 green there. So that would probably be a good time to stop. So then all of this goes back to the pool. The next player gets their 5 starting dice and they can decide who they want to work on. Now, when this card gets completed, I would get 6 points. So I would move up on the track. Whoever got it would get the ability that if you roll 2 or more damage, which is the orange symbol, roll 2 supply dice and keep any that are wild. So I would get to use that on any future turn or whoever gains this card. So that's where the strategy comes in picking which cards you want because of the abilities, because they can give you some really epic moves. So that is Moonrollers. It is fantastic. It is push your luck, but there's also a lot of strategy. It plays, about 30 minutes or so, and it is just a fantastic game. So check out this one from Ivy Studios and any of the other small box games. If you have played this, let me know what you think of it. Give me a like and a follow, and I'll keep bringing you more board game content. Thanks. Bye.